What's good, family? It's the guy, young Montu-Ra, and we're back, kids. You know what time it is. Shout out to all my guys and goddesses. It's the guy, young Montu-Ra again. You know what effing time it is. Young seer, young sorcerer, young oracle. I'm musician, artist, producer, and DJ. I just want to shout out to everybody on this 1111 portal. You know, we've been talking a lot about numerology this year. We had the 777 portal back in July. We had the Lionsgate 888. I do believe this is something that is going to be epic for all of us. I'm going to do a full episode on this new moon coming up in Scorpio. But I just wanted to touch base about what's going on energetically, as this is a massive energy shift, realigning us to our source energy. Now, everything that I'm saying, like I said, this has been the biggest transformation of my fucking life, and I believe of our generation. But on today, November 11th, the earth is surrounded by the divine energies. We can feel it. We know it, leading us to our true purpose, right? So we might be waking up on today, if you're hearing this, depending on your time zone, you might have woke up and just feeling like you need a change, or you want to realign with who you are, being yourself, tapping in to that portal, which is helping us to awaken our inner truth, tapping into our inner child, right? Thinking about what we said, when we got asked in the first or second grade, what do you want to be when you grow up? You know what I mean? Like, we're tapping back in. And this portal, I believe, carries a high vibration of manifestation energies. And it's also a portal helping us to align to our divine truth at this point in our life, because we naturally attract what fulfills our soul. And that's hard for me to say sometimes, because sometimes we attract some bullshit and we think like, no, I was meditating on this, I was praying on that. But at the same time, at this point, I believe we are led with this energy to surrender. And I believe this is something that is going to enable us to tap in and be a co-creator with the Most High, right? So we're trying to manifest this wisdom. Remember, we talked a lot about this year about picking up those breadcrumbs with these new moons, with these eclipses, especially back in April. And now we just finished up the eclipses now in this last quarter or so in this season. But we are attracting the best for our future self with this new energy. I do believe when we're talking 1111, the one is about the individual. The one is about the new beginning. The one is about, the beginning, the start in a sense. So there is there is power and magic. That's what I wanted to say. There is power and magic at this point that is amplified, 4 times. We're talking 1, 1, 1, 1. So I do believe this energy, or this theme, or this shift, is one theme I would say is about our soul trying to heal. This is a massive healing. This is a massive awakening for our entire world here, and for our entire field. We're talking energetically, we're talking spiritually. We may not even be able to see this. Some of us might be going through a lot of different transformations or transitions. We might be tired today, especially with this new moon coming up. We might be feeling the energy. Yesterday I couldn't even sleep. I was super geeked up. I didn't even know why. But the truth is, we are carrying this light and we are downloading a lot of fucking energy, right? So this is something that is going to help us heal. We've all been going through these different karmic cycles. We talked a lot about Saturn is starting to make its way. It's out of retrograde, but it is standing still. So we have a lot of still energy. A lot of these different cycles are concluding. We're being more receptive with the change of flow in our life. And I think that's a theme for that 1111 energy. Did I say that? 1111 energy. Shout out to everybody on today. The second theme I believe on today and moving forward with this new moon as well on the 13th is protection of our path, right? So we're on a soul journey. A lot of us, we are in situations where people don't understand us. If you all heard my story, people thought I was fucking crazy as fuck. But I actually might be. People thought I was weird as all hell, and I think I am, which is cool now. So I can speak about it, but This is a protection of our path, but also guiding us, or the Most High guiding us on this soul journey by the universal power of our higher self. There have been times where we have doubted where we're headed. I talked a lot about my transformation and leaving my old business, a successful business, one of the best detailing shops in all of Los Angeles, and tapping back into my soul purpose, right? And I've been getting, not necessarily fear-based, but more like, fuck, what was I thinking? Regretful almost, in a sense, doubting my faith, doubting my abilities, sometimes even feeling hopeless and limited to some degree. Being in a vulnerable state is something I'm like, fuck that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, me tapping back in and saying, I'm fucking limitless. There's nothing that can stop me. My grandma's prayers are still over me. You understand what I'm saying? These are the things that that we're understanding as we continue to go through these gates. This is a portal 1111. This is a angel number, but I do believe this is a gate. If we look at the 4 1s, there's a gate that's passing through, and we got 2 of them. And we are well protected. We are limitless beings. Every time we diverge from this truth, we will be reminded and lead back to our truth, right? I had been out of my truth. You know what I'm saying? Then now I'm saying, let me tap back in. And the Most High is saying, tap back in. I'm going to realign you. I'm going to guide you. I'm going to provide for you. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I'm going to break it all down in another episode about my own personal things. But I just want to talk briefly about this portal here, is because this gate here is because we are exactly where we are meant to be, no matter if we understand the path ahead or not. And that is something that is crazy to even say, but something crazy enough to really believe, is because sometimes we feel lost. I told you guys I was in the middle of nowhere. What the fuck am I doing here? But at the same time, it's helped me to really tap back into who I am. And that is what I think the third theme of today is, or the third one, is embracing our own authenticity. Remembering who we are, understanding how powerful we are, is very crucial for us to be in alignment. That is our purpose. Learning to be authentic, embracing our own uniqueness, embracing our own weirdness. And, and that took me a while to understand. Like, I've always been kind of out there. If anybody grew up with me out there listening or know me or things like that, or think they do or whatever, I've always been out there. I never watched TV, even as a kid. I was tapped into some cartoons every now and again, but I was never on that shit. I never played video games. I didn't have time for that shit, even as a kid. So it's like just me tapping back into my inner child and saying, I'm going to just be me. Like, everybody isn't going to agree with you. And I made a post on one of my socials. It's like, I'm an acquired taste. You like me or you don't. You love me or you don't. There's no in between with me. I ain't got time for that shit. You understand? A lot of us on our spiritual journey, we don't have time for the chit chat, because I talked about that on another pod. It was like, we don't have time for that, just unnecessary chit chat. Like, fuck all that shit. You got something meaningful to say? You got something valuable to say that can help me? Do I have something valuable to give? That is us understanding our journey and our self-realization, because sometimes we can get bitter at situations because we're not being who we are. We can get almost bitter at others. In reality, we're just bitter at ourselves. So we have to face our own shadows as well. We're getting shaken up at this time. This whole year has been a whole fucking shake up. But at the same time, us understanding and putting those limits on ourselves is what is making us feel that way. So now it's time for us to get more directed and being more sovereign in our own power. So that is the third one of today. And the fourth theme, or the fourth one, is that leap of faith. We've been all talking about taking these big fucking risks. I never wanted to get old in my life and say, what, I should have done this. I should have done that. I should have, believed in myself more. Fuck that. I have no regrets in regards to taking risk. And we all have to understand we are a united consciousness. We are a one consciousness. This is a one world energy wave. And this is something that is reflecting on our inner self. So what I'm saying is, like, at the core is like, we are the universe. And that is something that I sometimes don't even understand it, is that being a co-creator and understanding we create our own reality, I was told that, I had a conversation a couple of days ago. It's like, man, don't even say shit about what you, like, regardless of what you're going, don't even say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm a big believer about shit that we say actually comes back to us, but we actually hear it like 3 or 4 times. And I was made aware that I had been going down kind of a negative or a not so positive path for a while now. And I was already tapped into that. I already knew, but when you hear it from someone, from someone outside of you, right? And me saying, that's the same shit that I say to myself. It's like, now you start to really want to tap in, because we're learning to operate with our own wisdom, with the Most High's wisdom and power through situations that demand us to trust our own intuition. There's something in our gut that tells us, right? There's something that we feel when we're not where we're supposed to be. I felt it a lot of times. Like, no, that's not it. I'm good. It's like, no, you're not fucking good. It's already, the Most High already told you. But that means also is like, following our intuition is also in a sense of surrendering to the unknown. Sometimes we get feelings and we don't know why. A lot of women tell me, I do a lot of readings, and most of them are women, and they're like, I just know shit. You know what I mean? So, and we all do, no matter the gender. But my point is that we have to trust ourselves, right? Even through things that we don't understand, not knowing what lies ahead, but knowing that we got to keep moving forward. I had a situation where I was trying to get my visa for the past or trying to get a residency for the past 10 months before I got it about a month or so ago. And the thing was like, you can go back to LA or you can keep moving forward. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those things where let me trust and say, you know what, let me just keep moving forward. Even though I had no idea what's ahead, and I really still don't. But at the same time, knowing that our timelines are going to be tapped back in, they're going to be aligning for us. And that is what we all have to understand, is that we are shifting these crazy fucking timelines massively. And that is something that I want people to understand, to keep fucking going. I'm going to do a whole nother pod on the Scorpio new moon coming up on the 13th. And that is all Scorpio is about, is rebirth, our soul connection, our star self. Shout out to all my star seeds out there, my indigo family out there. Shout out to all my 5%ers out there. Shout out to everybody out there that is tapped in, because we all know these frequencies are helping us in various ways of healing, mending, and closing a lot of different things from the old earth. And I said before, a breakthrough is here. A breakthrough is coming. We're going to go through these fucking doors of this 1111 portal, and we're going to make the best of it. We're going to trust ourselves. We're going to trust our intuition. We're going to know we're worthy. We're going to trust our security in ourselves, and we're going to tap back into the Most High. It's the God, young Montu-Ra. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.